Hi, in this video, what we're going to be looking at is finding equivalent expressions. Notice these are expressions, not equations. They don't have equal symbols in them. And what they're trying to do is see if you remember how to factor the common terms out of each term in this expression. Okay, so what we're going to do is use our graphing calculator to help us do that in case we've forgotten out how. On my graphing calculator, I'm going to actually start from a fresh document. So I'm going to go home and I'm going to select one for a new document. I'm not going to save the old one because we don't need that information. And I'm going to get a graph, which I know seems weird that I'm going to go get a graph when there's no graphs here, but you'll see why in just a moment. Okay, I'm going to graph this 35m squared minus 63, but instead of an m, I'm going to replace the m with an x because that's how we graph, is with x's. So 35x squared minus 63. And I can see, I know it's a square, so it's a parabola. So down here at the bottom somewhere, there's a vertex. I just want to know which one of these four, when I graph it, is going to land exactly on top of these two, what look like lines, but I know it's really a really long, skinny parabola. So now I'm going to graph this one. I'm going to hit tab to open up another, to get myself another function or equation line. And I'm going to type this second one, 7 parentheses 5, and then remember instead of the m we're going to replace our m's with x's, so 5x squared, close my parentheses, minus 9. So it looks just, oops, not close my parentheses, I have that minus 9 should be inside the parentheses. So I've got 7, 5x squared minus 9, close those parentheses and hit enter. Notice it lined up exactly on top of there. Okay, if I hit Control T and look at my table, and then I arrow over, we can see 28, 28, 77, 77. So I have the same values here as I have here. The two graphs are exactly the same, which means the first one is my answer. Let me show you what it would look like with the second one, just so you can see what it looks like when it's wrong. Okay, so I'm going to hit Control T to close that table again, and I'm going to move one of these out of the way. The one I moved was the second one I did, so I'm going to double tap on that, and I'm going to change it to the negative. So I'm going to arrow over in front of this 7. That's now a negative 7. And then I should have a plus 9 instead of a minus 9. So I'm going to come over here and make this a plus 9 instead of a minus 9. And then when I hit enter, you'll see that it didn't, my graph didn't look like it turned red, right? So my graph is not even fitting in this screen anywhere. I can't see it. If I hit Control T for table, I can still see my negative 28, my 77, my 252, and when I arrow over, notice now all these numbers are very different. So these are not equivalent. They don't give me the same results. Okay, let's look at number 2. We're going to do the same process on number 2. So if you want, you can always just go home for each problem and just start a brand new document. For these, anytime I'm trying to find equivalent equations or expressions, I like to graph them both and see which one just matches. So graph, I'm going to graph my first one here, 9n squared, but I'm going to use an x, 9x squared minus 25. I'm going to graph that, and it looks very similar to the last one. And now I'm going to graph A, so I'm going to hit tab, and then parentheses 3x instead of n, minus 5, close parentheses, and square. So 3x minus 5 squared, that's what I have there. When I hit enter, they're not even close, right? There's the red one, there's the blue one. So I'm going to double tap the red one, and I'm going to put the next one in. So I'm going to delete that out. And I'm going to do 3x, we're replacing the n with x, plus 5. Close those parentheses, open parentheses, 3x minus 5. So it's the same thing over twice, but I have a plus and then I have a minus. Okay, so when I hit enter, we'll see the new graph. Oh, look, it landed right on top of it. So that means B is my correct answer there. Okay, we saw that A was not the correct answer. If I graph these two, you'll see they are also not the correct answer. Okay. All right, number 3, again, I just really like a fresh graph, so I press the home button. I'm going to do 1, grab myself a new document, and a graph. Oops, not geometry, a graph. When I hit enter, I'm going to type in my first expression, which this time has x's in it, so I don't even have to change the variable. X squared plus 10x plus 24. And I can see that's a little parabola there. So now let's graph these and see which one matches. So tab to get my graph. X plus 1 in parentheses. Close the parentheses, open parentheses, x plus 24. And this is actually a factored problem. So if you remember how to factor that and that's faster for you, you won't have to type all of these in to see which one is the correct answer. So that one did not match. Those are 2 different graphs. I'm going to double tap on this. And the second one, I've got x plus 2. So I'm just going to change this to a 2. And then x plus 12. So I'm going to replace this with a 12. So x plus 2, x plus 12. Enter, and nope, that still doesn't match. So now plus 4 and plus 6. So double tap, plus 4 and plus 6. Might as well do the 6 when I'm here. And then plus 4. And, oh, look, there it is. They landed right on top of that blue one. The red one is now right on top of the blue one. C is my correct answer. I don't have to try D. Okay, so again, anytime you're having to factor something and you don't remember how to factor these different expressions to find the equivalent ones, you can use your graphing function on your calculator to help you eliminate the wrong answer choices. Okay, so there were 3 practice problems. If you have any questions, make sure you ask your teacher or your tutor. Thank you so much for watching.